So O in oceans can be called optimism. And with this, now I would like to start this meeting, declare this meeting open by stating that coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. It was told by the great Henry Ford. And if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. That was also told by Henry Ford. With this, now I declare this meeting open. Now, at the beginning of this particular meeting, I welcome all the guests, all the distinguished guests who have joined us on this Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to one and all. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to now move on in the interest of time because our district director has another meeting. So we would like to now introduce the next segment, that is a special interview of the DD, the district director, by the division director. This is historic again. So district director, Toastmaster Praveen Mani, is a very, very energetic leader. He is able to bring lot of people together, which he has already shown in the past when he conducted Reverberation. I was there to watch Reverberation. So many chairs coming together. In fact, one of my former mentors also was part of those committees. So I had heard a lot about him. He had also come to my previous club, Infosys, where he had given a beautiful story about how he chose a different path. Yes, Toastmaster Praveen Mani, the youngest district director of Region 13 and one of the youngest ever district directors in the Toastmasters world, is known for choosing a different path. He is a trendsetter. When he had a secured job, he actually chose to leave it, go on a bike journey. He went on an extensive journey, and then he set up his company, Winbites. He is now the CEO of Winbites. To introduce him further, we have a distinguished Toastmaster, our own division director, Malar ma'am. So we are very happy to have her interview distinguished Toastmaster, interview our district director. So to speak about Malar, the first time I heard of her was about from a club called Tirunelveli Club Toastmasters. They told me how she used to travel more than 150 kilometers back and forth just to come and coach them. And she used to do that systematically. So that dedication she showed, despite being mom of two kids, she traveled 150 kilometers to coach a club on a regular basis. And at the end of the year, I saw that the club had attained more than 20 members. So she showed her iron will and determination and passion to Toastmasters by that one act. You would have already heard a lot about her. She's the one who declared Division H as the happy division. Without further ado, let me invite distinguished Toastmaster Malarvi to interview our beloved district director, Toastmaster Praveen Mani. Over to Malarvi.
Thank you, President, for your warm welcome. Definitely, it is not coffee with DD. Welcome to DD versus DD, and this is DTM Mala, your division head director. When everyone believed Earth is flat, there was one person to say, no, Earth is spherical, Aristotle. Same as when every Toastmaster believed Toastmaster conferences can be hosted only by Chennai, this person was dared to make South clubs also can host Toastmaster conferences. When everyone believed distinguished Chennai clubs versus South clubs, this person broke the pandemic to say union of clubs from Kanyakumari to Chennai. Let's put our hands to welcome our own district director, Toastmaster Praveen Mani, the founder and CEO of Winbites Technology Private Limited, 10 plus years of experience in corporate experience, and a Toastmaster for the past 9 plus years, past area director, star division director 2015 to 2016, the conference chair Reverberation 2017. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Mala. Firstly, hearty congratulations to Oceans Toastmaster for your milestone meeting, 275th meeting, and happy Independence Day to every one of you. Thank you. And it is my honor to be part of this interview. Thanks to Ocean for inviting me. Malar has been one of my favorite leaders of Toastmasters fraternity, so it's really an honor for me to be interviewed by Mala, DTM Mala. Thank you, Mala. Over to you. Yeah.
We all know Praveen is calm and composed, but I want to ask, how are you always filled with energy when it comes to work, Praveen?
Right. I mean, do we have a choice here? I mean, I think the energy has got a lot to do with your personality and attitude and the kind of people that you surround with. If we have positive attitude people around us, I don't think so there'll be any drain of energy will be going away from you. So one thing which I keep doing is I always connect with people who are very positive. So even if I'm down, I just give a phone call to one of my close friends who's very positive, and I get the instant energy, like how we get instant coffee and get ourselves energized. Like likewise, in Toastmaster, you come across many individuals who are always positive. So it is not that you should always bring in your own positivity all the time. After all, we're all human beings. Even we will have our own tough days, we'll have tough times. But very important thing is you should be around the positive people so that even when you're down, they will be around you to energize you. So that's how it works for
You. The second question is, we know Praveen is equal to punctual or a perfectionist. We have
me. Okay.
witnessed in many conferences that you have chaired and the events that you have started that it ends on time and starts on time. Can you share one incident that it may be a challenge that you faced? Because as being a perfectionist, you cannot expect it from all, right? So can you share one interesting incident how or a challenge how you faced things?
Now, both Manju and you, you're setting high expectations on me. I don't know what is going to be expected out of me this year. Talking about being punctual, I don't see whether it's punctual or delivering what we promise. More of the commitment that we take up with us. When we set an agenda, even today, if you look at the Ocean Toastmasters meeting, we started on time. Many a time some of the clubs we compromise on starting time or compromise on time in which we end. It has a very different approach towards it. It is a commitment that we offer to the members. It is a promise that we make. It is a word that we are telling to others. That is what comes to my mind when it comes to punctuality. You say something and you have to be there at that point in time. Whether you organize an event, whatever you are committed to the member, that's why we come up with the agenda as a concept, right? You say agenda, it is a promise that you're making to your members. Things has to go by the agenda. So that's where I wouldn't call it as a perfectionist. I would rather say the commitment that you made for the members, the commitment that made for yourself, you're just abiding by it. Sometimes it is seen as you're being a perfectionist, but I think it's just the commitment that we made for others is what we're following in our journey. And there have been times wherein you plan something, it doesn't go as per plan. That's when you have to bring in your decision making skills, and you should be ready to let go of few things. You might have had another speaker who would be waiting in line to speak an additional two sentences. That's when as a leader you have to say, okay, we have promised something to members. We might have to cut down two or the sentences in MC. Most of the time it is always the MCs in the conference who have to be very flexible, because they might have come up with a wonderful script. The last minute the conference chair will come, we don't have much time, so can you reduce the script, and they will be generally flexible. And that's the beauty of Toastmasters. It puts us in a different state in time. Be it MC or organizer, you have to adapt to the situation. You have to be more flexible. So I wouldn't call this as a perfectionist act, but more in terms of the commitment that you made for the members. I think that's what is very important as a leader. Whatever we say to our members, you have to go with that, right?
So, with what expectations that you stepped into Toastmasters and what you differently got from it?
Oh, okay. So I've been saying this in many places. When I joined Toastmaster, it was just to learn how to speak in English was the only agenda that I had. I was working in an organization back then in 2010 as a fresher. There was so much of expectation from the organization on each resources. I was not able to effectively communicate my ideas and thoughts in my organization. So I was looking for a place where I can go and improve on my communication skills. That's how I found Toastmasters as a platform. I joined Chennai Toastmasters Club in 2010. So that point in time, like I said, the agenda was to improvise my communication skill, learn how to speak in English. From there on, it was more of a self-discovery point in time. After I started taking up a lot of leadership roles, it was more of a discovery of own skills. From there, today, if I'm running a couple of companies as an entrepreneur, is one and only because of Toastmasters platform. I've met several mentors who have shaped me, who guided me. It's such a beautiful platform. You will never know where you will be after 10 years. Today, I'm talking as an entrepreneur, but after 10 years, I might be in completely different stream of work. I think a lot of credit should be given to Toastmasters platform. That's the beauty of Toastmasters.
One personal question. If you have a choice between two superpowers, being an international president of Toastmasters or to turn as a good politician that you desire, which one would you be
Politician.
choose?
Okay, fine. I just stopped it right there. So I didn't even have
Which
to
one would
think
you
about it.
choose?
It is definitely to be a politician. Again, international president, yes, you get to serve. Our Toastmaster fraternity is around, we have presence in 143 countries, 16,200 clubs across the globe. Yes, we get to serve all of them. But when you're a politician, you can serve much larger audience. So to me, politics something is always close to my heart. Given an opportunity, I'll be more than happy to plunge into it.
You. One word that you would give to describe about Toastmasters.
I think one word would be, if I can borrow one more word, I would say transformational experience. It will definitely transform individuals' life. As long as you are committed to your education program in Toastmasters, you start taking roles in the club level, area level, division level, you will definitely see the transformation happening in you. If I'm here in Toastmasters for last 10 years, it's definitely not because I've got $45 coming in my account every now and then, so I'm paying the renewal fee. It is because I'm seeing the transformation myself, and I can see how members are being transformed in their own careers and own personal life. That's one thing which keeps me going in Toastmasters.
So, how do you feel as the youngest district director, and what tips would you like to give to the youngsters to break your record?
Okay, okay. First of all, okay, I never had any kind of plans like at this age I have to achieve this or at this age you have to do this. I'm never a person who's fond of achieving milestone with age in mind. See, we have come across different leaders in the world. I mean, forget about Toastmasters for now. We have come across, let's say, entrepreneurs like Mark Zuckerberg, who has been a great entrepreneur, very engaged. Malala, who's at young age, achieved so much. And then we have examples of KFC, which was started late in 70s and it became a big organization. I will never bring age as a criteria at any point in time. To me, it was always about doing things that I like at any point in time. If I'm doing something now, it is only because that I love doing this, not because that I have some personal milestone that I want to achieve at this age. Even I'd be more than happy if I'm not achieving anything at this age and go and achieve the age of 50 or something, because that's how people should see life as. If we start having milestone based on age, there'll be so much of pressure that we'll start taking in. I think we should start enjoying life, be ourselves, and forget about the age. I think that's age comes because of the peer pressure. People say, okay, this guy has achieved this at this age. Why has you not achieved anything? That's almost a peer pressure that we have in our country. I think almost in all the places around the globe. Forget the age. I think we should start doing things which we love the most. Age is just a number. I mean, I've seen people at the age of 50s and 60s achieving great heights in life. At the vice versa, I've seen people who have been great in their 20s and 30s, and they have not had great life at 40s. I've seen them going through personal traumas and all that. So we can never bring age as a factor to calculate somebody's achievement.
So now, as district director, if you get a magician magic mat like Harry Potter, what
Right.
differently you like to give to Toastmaster friends?
What differently?
You like to give it to our Toastmasters friends.
Okay, I always try to stay in the reality. So magic in my life has always been away. So I would always tell people, don't use any magic wands. Just be yourself. It's okay to do mistake. Why should we always aim for a perfect life or get something without hard work? Just enjoy your life. It's okay to do mistake. If you ask me in 2 months of journey, have you not done any mistakes in district leadership role? I will say yes, I've done mistakes, but I have a wonderful team with me like Satish, Partha, and division directors. That's where the beauty comes. You have to do mistake. The other team members should pitch in and help you out. So forget this magic wand. I think let's all be ourselves, and through our action, let's create magic.
Which role do you love in Toastmasters to play and why?
Okay. I always love the role which doesn't have any title. So, okay, now you might be asking then why did you even take up district director role? Probably after I finish system, I would love to be a member without title. Because I've come across many leaders in Toastmasters who don't have any fancy titles, but they're amazing leaders. People look up to them as a mentors. Those are the people we should always look up to in our lives. People without title and still ready to contribute. That makes a huge difference in our society. Right now, not just in Toastmasters, most of the places people love having titles and then going and doing something. It should be the other way around. Even when you don't have title, you can still create wonders in this world. So to me, the role if should be a one without any title. I'll be more than happy to do. There's no any particular role, as long as it gives satisfaction to me and helps somebody else in some minute way. I think any role should be fine with that. We should not compare roles. For example, the role of the district director is same as the role of the sergeant at arms in a club. There is no difference between these two roles. The sergeant at arms has his own responsibilities. As a district director, I have my own responsibilities to do. So we all are into leadership roles. So there's no differentiation of any roles.
So one person who inspired you most in Toastmasters and the one person who is inspired by you most in Toastmasters.
Okay.
And
I
why?
don't
Why?
know. I don't know. The second part, it's always clueless. I don't know who I have inspired
Then
so far. I never calculate. The one person who inspired me in Toastmasters was my mentor. I mean, he's no more, DTM Karthik Srinivasan. So when I joined Toastmasters in 2010, I was able to frame sentence in English. That's the stage I was in when I joined in 2010. So he used to guide me, mentor me, whenever used to send him a script, he used to send me 2 pages additional script of correcting my mistakes, all the grammar mistakes and all that. And he's been one of my inspiration. He taught me how to face life even at difficult times. So I think Karthik Srinivasan would any day be my inspiration in Toastmasters. Whether he's there or I think that's the beauty of leaders, right? I mean, I always say, if you want to be a great leader, even in your absence, people should talk about you. If today I'm a district director, yes, people will definitely recognize me and say welcome and all that. But even when my absence, when I'm not here, if people recognize you, then I think that's when you can even acclaim yourself to be a leader. And he's one such person. Even today, after many years where he's not here anymore, still people refer to him. So I think that's the kind of impact that you have to create. You take leaders like Gandhiji or any other great leaders who fought helped us to achieve independence. Even in their absence, we still carry forward the values. I think that's very important. If you want to inspire someone, leave messages. You don't have to be the messenger with a personality. Your messages is what will be carried even after you're no more in this world.
so usually we have one lucky winner in conferences. So if there is one lucky winner from Toastmasters who can have a dine and chat with you, who would be?
Again, you and Manju are setting high expectations. I'm always just a phone call away. There has never been a moment in my life saying, no, I'm busy, I can't meet and all that. So I think any point in time, I would love to have a dinner with members, because it should not be the members who should reach the leaders. It should be the leaders who should reach out to the members. Because if I need to take right decisions being a district director, I need to listen to our members. And if I need to listen to our members, and I need to reach out to them and understand what is running in their minds, what is their expectations from them, how the club environment is for them. So it is me who should go and ask for people to come for dinner. It's not be the other way around, because members are not going to get anything from me, whereas it is me who's going to learn from them and offer something back to them.
One last question. How did you take a dare, to leave up your profession and choose to turn as an entrepreneur?
Okay, I think I did answer in even one of your interview questions that I always believed in doing something I love the most. Simple as that. So leaving the job, it was really tough, because tough as in not for me, for people around me. Because at the age of 26 or something, I left my job and I came home, and my parents were literally shocked and they were panicked to see that I've left my job. And I don't come from a business background. Neither my parents have business knowledge, so it was. For me, I start from ground zero with a 75 square feet office space and a broken laptop in my hand. That's how my journey started. And there have been times wherein I had no money in my hand. It was difficult moments, but I never fell down even one single day, because I was doing something I loved the most. So that kept going, helped me to keep going in my entrepreneurship journey. And today, I wouldn't say that I'm very successful in what I'm doing, but quite satisfied the way things have shaped up in the last 5 years. Tremendous growth in terms of the organization. I'm quite happy, and entire people around me are very happy today. And yes, definitely, when you take decisions like that, people around you will not be happy, because they are more concerned about you. But if you are determined, you have to go through all those challenges, and they are the same people who will be more happy when you reach great heights in life. So today, my parents and people around me, my relatives, they're quite happy about the achievements that I've done. So you shouldn't go away from them, or feel bad that they are not understanding you. Nobody will not try to understand you, just that they have more care about you, so they'll definitely say against all these things, because we see how businesses go around the globe. So even I have a son today. So even if he is venturing into business, I think as a parent, I'll say don't do business. I mean, why don't you go for a 9 to 5 job? That's the normal advice that any parent or any well-wisher would do. But then you have to go through all these phases in life, and finally, when you achieve, they'll always be more than happy that you achieved. And while they say that don't do something, I'm sure they will always be throughout your journey guiding you and making sure you don't have a great fall.
Thank you so much, Praveen, for your valuable time. Truly, your words must have been inspired a lot. All the for the people who are in the participant list today, as well as the District 120. You stay as a staff who inspire us. Thank you so much for your presence.
Pleasure is
The,
always mine.
the ocean stills the heart, inspire the imagination, and brings external joy to the soul. You people are not the wave. You are the part of oceans. Dance with the waves, move with the sea. Let the rhythm of the Ocean Toastmasters Club bang the District 120. Wish you all the great success and ways to go. Back to the president.
A few words. Thank you so much, Mala, for this wonderful opportunity. And again, I see this interview as a way to connect with members of Oceans Toastmasters Club. Nothing more than that. I would love to see more members from Toastmasters take up leadership role. Toastmasters indeed always been a transformational experience for me and for many others in Toastmasters. Take up roles tomorrow. Someday I'll be busy interviewing each one of you in the same Oceans Toastmasters meeting. Maybe 500th meeting or 600th meeting, I'll be more than happy to interview. But please do go and take up leadership roles. You will see tremendous transformation yourself. I've come across several people who have transformed their lives in Toastmasters. And again, last but not the least, Toastmasters is just a simulation platform. We don't take all the credits from Toastmasters and consider that we have been very successful in life. This is just a simulation platform, like how a pilot has to go through simulation practice before he start actually handling a real flight. If you want to be a brand ambassador of Toastmasters, if you really want to make Toastmasters movement proud, achieve in your personal life, in your careers, that's more important. When you go out and achieve something big, somebody will come and ask you what made you to be so successful in your life. Go and tell it's because of Toastmasters. That's the only way of approaching Toastmasters platform. We don't have to be successful in Toastmasters and say, oh, I'm a great person, or nothing like that. Only if I achieve something big in my life, then I say it's because of Toastmasters. I'm really have done something good or contribute back to Toastmasters platform. So whatever skill that I've learned here, put that in real life and see how it is working. For me, many times it did not work. So I used to come back to Toastmasters, relearn my skills, unlearn things that I've learned, and then have to go back to real role to see how it is working. So wish you all the success in your career and personal life. Toastmasters success, I really don't see as a big thing. Wish you all a great, successful life ahead. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Praveen. What I have seen in Toastmaster Praveen is in online meetings also, wherever he has joined, I've seen that he never turns off the video, not even for 1 minute. Like some of us, we will turn off the video, even while attending JTP or OTP, I saw that one person who does not turn off his video at all, staying alert, listening to each and every word is Toastmaster Praveen. Maybe on some other day he may share the secret how he is able to do that. That was a question we had, whoever attended OTP, JTP, we had this question. Now, thank you so much for joining us. It's your commitment to the Toastmasters movement that you showed. Like you had a baby only few days back. You have a week-old baby. Despite that, when I asked you a month back, right? Maybe a few weeks back, you mentioned that when the Oceans members expressed their interest to have both the DD and DD have an interview, then when we asked, you mentioned that there is a personal milestone coming up. Despite all the challenges, you still are here today. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Praveen. And of course, we remember Karthik, your mentor as well. I think, like you said, a leader is one who leaves his mark in the world even after he's left. We all remember him so fondly. I had the opportunity to meet your mentor as well. He used to come to Infosys shows and inspire us. Even during his last days, he was not well, still he came to Infosys. He could not climb onto the stage. Still, he came to mentor one of our contestants who had been selected for division, Akansha Mahapatra. I still remember the dedication with which nobody would have, when you're so ill, you wouldn't come all the way to Sholinganallur Infosys. but he did that. So I think these great standards that he set, the standards that all of you are setting, I'm sure will inspire all the members of Oceans and all the guests who have joined us today. Thank you so much, Praveen. And with this, now I would request every one of you to turn on your video so that we can have a group photo with our district director and division director. We are also very happy to have one of our charter members, DTM Dhanraj, also with us. So I request all of you to turn on your videos. I request the PR chair or the Zoom master to take photos. I know 51 members are there. It may take some time for them to take photos as well. So keep smiling. This is your celebrity moment. So keep smiling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Praveen and our Malar ma'am. So I hope the photos are done. Okay. So thank you so much, Praveen, for joining us. Yeah. Our district director has a division review today, district review. So he would be stepping away after, when that meeting starts. Thank you.